St. Michael's Place in Newport, Pecan Street, and we welcome these two fine young ladies to the program. And first of all, we'll let them introduce themselves.
My name's Keisha Plumer. I'm the Director of Nursing here at St. Michael's.
And?
Starla Buford. I'm the Assistant Director of Nursing here at St. Michael's.
So with the introductions being that way, I would assume that we're going to talk about nursing or how we direct and assistant direct in the nursing department. Tell us a little bit about you, and you've already told me a little bit about McCrory and so, but tell us a little bit about you growing up and why you decided to get into the field of what I call the medical field.
My grandmother actually inspired me. She actually had dementia, and I just love nursing and love taking care of people.
Well, no doubt that you do that, but tell me a little bit about growing up and graduation and all that and how it was down in Woodruff County.
There ain't much in Woodruff County. Just a lot of farm fields in Woodruff. That's all there is.
It is that. And tell us about you, where you grew up, and tell us about why you got into this field.
I grew up here in Newport most of my life. Everybody in my family was in the medical field. My dad was a physician here in Newport. My grandmother actually owned a few nursing homes, so just kind of next step was going to nursing.
So you talk about director of nursing. Kind of tell me, Keisha, tell me a little bit about that and what your job responsibilities are here.
It's just we start from the admitting process, following physician's orders. We try to get people back up to their quality of life as much as we can. No one likes being at the nursing home, but we are here to help them and to continue with their quality of life as much as possible.
Tell me about, education or training and what it takes to be a director of nursing.
It takes a lot of experience, a lot of years, but you just don't go into it just to be going into it for the money, because it's not just for the money.
And I would ask the same thing, kind of obviously the assistant does a lot of the things, but job responsibilities on a day-to-day basis?
Making sure residents are taken care of course. Staffing responsibilities, making sure physicians' orders are being processed correctly and implemented correctly. Just the basic care of the resident and making sure that they're happy and all their needs are met.
Well, you get into this business, like you say, not for the money of it, but for the love of taking care of folks. But kind of just quickly, give me a day-to-day, and I know each day is different, but how does your day go? How do you go from when you get here until you go home? What are some of the things that you do?
Well, usually when I come through the front door, they're already hollering. I don't even get to make it to the time clock usually. But no, I usually do my morning rounds. I check my physician order and see if there is anything's changed from the day before. If anything's went on throughout the night that I need to be aware of, that's usually a big bulk of the start of the day. And at the end of the day, we're just wrapping up and trying to make sure everything's going well for the patient, or if someone needs anything.
Starla, where do you fit in that in the course of the day and in your daily routines? How does your day go?
Mine usually handles a little bit more with staffing. I usually make sure from the start of the day to the end of the day that staffing is complete. We're social workers, we're cooks, we're just a little bit of everything to everybody. So job changes daily sometimes.
I know that we've assembled a great team here at St. Michael's Place, and we've got good people, and we continue to grow, and we certainly know, and we certainly invite people to come out and let us look at the facility. If somebody were going to come out and get a tour from the director of nursing, what would the director of nursing, where do you tour and what do you do? You know what I mean? What do you turn on your end?
Well, I would just bring them in. We'd go hall by hall, usually sometimes room by room, show them their dining room, show them what our therapy's like. We do have a secured unit for our dementia patients, so and that tour can be done at any time.
Yeah, no doubt. And here's my question, Star. I'll let you answer this one. I guess it's a great opportunity, or you have to work with Jay Cox. Now, I don't know which that may be, and you can kind of tell me about how that goes.
Most of the time, it's not too bad. I think he's a great help to all of us. He is. He's always there when anything's needed. A lot of times, he picks up our slack as well. If we're quite bogged down and he sees that, he'll come and he'll say, "What can I do? What do you need help with?" So he's great. He's very great.
Well, no doubt he is, and we kid Jay a lot about, about not just what he does, but and how he does it. But a good friend of mine, Jay, we appreciate that. Jay's off camera here, but he brought us the director of nursing and the assistant director of nursing. I guess one last quick question is nursing. You talk about the staff, and I didn't tell you that I was going to ask you this question. But what about numbers of nurses on staff? How many nurses do we generally have on staff?
Right now we're running around 70, 75 residents, and we have 3 LPNs on day shift, 3 on evening shift, and 2 on nights. We're staffing anywhere from minimum. We're over minimum state with CNA wise, because like I said, 2 nurses is all we are actually allowed to have, but we actually are staffing for 3.
And you were going to say?
That's just our direct care staff. I mean, we have a treatment nurse. We have, an RN, which is me, an RN, which is Keisha, is the director of nursing. And then we also have an LPN that does our MDSs, and then we have another LPN that does our medical records. But just as far as the direct care LPN, there's 3 on days, and then 2 and 2. So.
Well, again, we mentioned a great team here at St. Michael's Place. We just want to remind everybody, if you have any questions, you're certainly welcome to come by and contact us, and you can ask who to talk to. And if you need a tour of the building, just call and tell them you'd like to have a tour and come out and certainly sit down and visit. And if you see my good friend Jay Cox out on the street, please tell him that we said hello and keep on doing a great job, because no doubt I think he has been a tremendous addition to St. Michael's Place. And you ladies, he speaks highly of, so I know you girls are doing a great job. Thank y'all so much for joining us. St. Michael's Place, Pecan Street in Newport.